beginning, God created beast and man so that both might live in friendship. Evil men betrayed God's trust and waged bloody wars, not only against their own kind, but against the apes. Our Savior led a remnant of those who survived in search of greener pastures, where ape and human might forever live in friendship.
Welcome to Lawgiver, a Planet of the Apes podcast. I'm Tom Elliot, and this is just a short infocast to make you aware of something that you might want to add to your Planet of the Apes collection. As of this moment, there's a Kickstarter running for a Planet of the Apes role-playing game. Now, when I say role-playing game, I'm talking about the tabletop role-playing game with source books and miniatures and dice, the whole 9 yards. So for some of you, if that's your thing, then it will sound like quite an attractive prospect. But there are probably a lot of you who will think, well, I don't play those games, it's not really for me, so I'll pass. And I completely get that point of view because I'm not a gamer either. I wouldn't know what to do with one if you put it in front of me. So this is something that I would have passed on as well, until I saw it. But as well as seeing it, I was blown away by the sheer amount of creative talent behind it. Behind the scenes is a who's who of some of the most well-known names in the Planet of the Apes extended media universe. I'll just run through a few of them to give you an idea. So the game is made by Magnetic Press Play, and the creative director is Andrew E.C. Gasker, who Apes fans will know as the writer of the books Conspiracy on the Planet of the Apes, Death on the Planet of the Apes, and he also has a ton of genre credibility in other projects that he's worked on too. One of the additional writers on the game is Rich Handley, who I'm sure you'll be aware of as the writer of The Timeline of the Planet of the Apes, The Lexicon of the Planet of the Apes, The Sacred Scrolls, Bright Eyes Ape City, and a contributor to many other books as well. There's also Jim Beard, who co-created, co-edited and contributed to the wonderful anthology book Tales from the Forbidden Zone. And that's just some of them. There are a slew of other notable writers too. But the thing that really drew my eye initially was the artwork, because the books that make up this game are absolutely beautiful. And they have this plush, epic artwork. And the cover artist on the books is the legendary Bill Sienkiewicz, who has worked extensively for Marvel and also on his own comic series, Stray Toasters. Now, the game itself draws not only from the original Planet of the Apes movies, but also the TV series, the animated series, and some of the novels too. Now, like I said, I'm not a gamer. And will I become a gamer because I've bought this? Probably not. I'm not sure it's my thing, but that's not why I'm buying it. I'm buying this because within the beautiful hardback illustrated source books of this game, you just have a ton of information and artwork about the characters and the places from the films and the TV shows and the books that we love. But as well as that, you have things like schematics from the Liberty One, these wonderful illustrations where they kind of pull the ship apart. And while I might never play the game, one thing that I might actually do is to paint the miniatures, because there's a great lineup of miniatures within this that includes apes, humans, astronaut humans, but also movie locations. One of the extras is a dice tower in the shape of the ruined Statue of Liberty that's apparently about 12 inches tall. Now, in the gaming world, a dice tower is something that you drop the dice into the top of and they will roll out of the bottom. Now, that's all well and good, but for someone like me, it's just a great Planet of the Apes Statue of Liberty model. So I just love the idea of getting all these miniatures for display purposes. So all in all, you have basically got a collection of high quality Planet of the Apes books and artifacts that are so well produced that for a completist like me, I just couldn't pass these by. And if you're a completist as well, then you do probably want to get in on the Kickstarter, because some of the things on the Kickstarter campaign will be exclusive to the campaign. So when the game goes retail, you won't be able to get them. Now, I would love to have gotten more in depth with the creative team behind the game, and I'd love to talk some Apes with Andrew Gasker, Rich Handley and Jim Beard and some of the other people involved down the line, if that opportunity arises. But I'm a little snowed under with other projects at the moment, so I thought at the very least I would let you know about the game itself. But the people I've mentioned and other people involved with the game are very active on the social media. There's a Facebook group dedicated to it at the moment, a fan Facebook group, which I will put a link to in the show notes. So there's a wonderful kind of community growing up around this game already. So as of this recording, there are 16 days left on the Kickstarter, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes too. But if you do go directly to Kickstarter, just search for Planet of the Apes and it will be the first thing that comes up. So that's all from me for now. I will speak to you hopefully in the not too distant future here on Lawgiver, a Planet of the Apes podcast. Bye for now.
We still wait, my children. But as I look at apes and humans, living in friendship, harmony, and at peace, now some 600 years after Caesar's death, at least we wait with hope for the future.